Good afternoon, world. It's a miserable, rainy day here on the island. I'm on my way to the shops and I'm reminded that almost this time last year was when I was standing right here in this area crying my eyes out because the storm destroyed this part of the island and flattened our cars, and it just reminded me that I'm very grateful to have survived all of that without any real pain. A lot can happen in a year, and that's definitely the case. I mean, this house here was not there, not properly anyway. That was just a hotel room. We were driving around in this old car. This was our main form of transport. We've bought a new car, well, it's not new, 2011 Honda CR-V that we used to go around the Philippines. The lockdowns have ended so we can travel again, and the island has come back to life. We are living almost off-grid with solar panels on the house, which is an amazing change. It's safe to say that moving to the Philippines was one of the best decisions we ever made. One thing that I realized today I haven't had a chance to actually talk about properly is what happened to the other car we used to drive on this island that was so generously lent to us by Butch Francisco. The Butchmobile that we called it. It really doesn't feel that long ago that I was standing out here reacting to the damage that Typhoon Odette did to the cars and to the island and to our home. Oh, sorry. Butch is a really kind man from Manila. He lent us this car at the beginning of our journey here in the Philippines. I said I'd take care of it for him, but I've been over a year we've been looking after this car, and it's worse because it's not mine. And the Filipino people have been so friendly and so caring, and like this was like one of my responsibilities. And watching that footage back fairly recently has reminded me of the things that we were thinking at the time, which was, how do we recover from this? How does the Philippines get back from this? And one thing we have been taught about Filipinos and the country in general is just the pure absolute resilience to these kind of events, being able to power through, power on, and just make the best out of any situation, make the most of what you have to deal with around you. Yes, storms, typhoons, earthquakes, you know, droughts, they're all kind of becoming a part of normal life here in the Philippines and around the world. But we have learned a lot from the people here, especially how generous Filipinos can be despite whatever their situations are, whether they have stuff or they don't have, they're just willing to give. And that was the case with the Butchmobile as well. A little update with that car, as you can see, it's actually not here anymore. We decided as a gift to Mr. Butch Francisco, we were going to take the car to a body shop and have it completely repaired. And that is exactly what we did. It's actually already done, and we have already handed the car back over to Butch. It took several months for the work to be finished, and we had it done in General Luna with one of my favorite mechanics, and they basically hand hammered the thing back into shape. It was pretty impressive how they did it. The guy, Rito, the mechanic that I use, he used to live and work in Saudi, and he used to do body work there, and he has a team of people that do very good work. And because I used to be a body car guy myself, I basically had to put my trust in somebody who I thought was going to do a good job. And I'm really impressed with what they've managed to do with the limited tools they have here and resources on the island. And ultimately as well, Mr. Butch Francisco was happy with the repair, which was really meant a lot to me, because he didn't ask us for anything. If anything, he said, don't worry about it, you know, we'll deal with it another day. I don't expect anything. And he was like, maybe even trying to offer to, you know, pay towards it. And I was like, no, this is our gift to you for allowing us to use your car for a whole year. Maybe, I can't remember exactly how long we were using it for, but in our culture, in our world, it's unheard of for somebody to do that for you, especially somebody you've never met before. So I just wanted to take some time to just kind of relay what happened with the car, clear up that side of the story, and say another thank you to Butch, who we still to this day have not met in person. when he was coming to the island to come and see the car and to come and see his property after years of being away from Siargao, we were actually on our way to Davao at that time. So we actually missed each other, and the handover of the car happened when we were away. So hopefully when Mr. Butch is back on the island, we'll get a chance to catch up properly and talk about all the things that have happened over the last few years. But I wanted to use this medium, this format, to say I'm so very grateful to you, Butch, and to all of the Filipinos that have made our life here in the Philippines so comfortable, and feeling so loved by you guys. You're so generous and you've given us so much, and that is the decision-making process to why we have stayed here for so long and will continue to be here into the future. Sacha is cooking lumpia at home, but she doesn't have enough oil, so I'm gonna drive down to the shop now and see if I can pick up some cheap oil that we can fry lumpia in. I'm not driving far, I'm just going into the town of Pilar. Story is doing some homeschooling at the moment, so she's busy, and then I'll rejoin the family, show you what's going on back in the house. This is what my day is looking like so far. It's not particularly great, but the rain is good for the island, we can't complain. So I just thought, as it's been almost a year since we filmed what happened after Typhoon Odette, I haven't really shown you our local town of Pilar. This place was an absolute wreck after the storm because it's very close to the water, and there was a lot of downed trees, a lot of downed power lines. As you can see, things are starting to form back up again and have some cleanliness again and be back to how they were. New shops are popping up, life is going back to normal. This used to be one of our favourite little stores here, Penray, but it never recovered, it never got rebuilt. But it's okay because there's some other stores. The schools have reopened, so as I'm driving past like the police station now, you can see they have the school zones out, and you often see loads and loads of kids coming out at the middle of the day to go home for lunch, I presume. It's good to see that the schools are back open again, give the kids some normality. Well, they didn't quite go to plan. I was going to go and film inside the shop, show you what was in there, but I actually blocked a delivery truck, so I had to quickly rush in and rush out. I did manage to get a couple of bottles of cooking oil and some coconut milk as well. It's good that we can get that in Pilar. I'm just driving down the back streets now. This whole area was pretty much decimated underwater before, but you can see people have rebuilt their structures in the water. I still don't know how they do that, how they build in water, but these guys know what they're doing. Even here in the proper back streets, people have rebuilt their homes and life has pretty much gone back to normal. People out and about in their community gatherings, playing games. It's interesting also to me to see that some of these old, really old buildings were the most resilient. They've really held their form despite the battering. All these old buildings here still in one piece after Odette smashed everything down. All right, I'm driving home to deliver the oil back to Sash and have some lunch. Hello, Poppy. Down you go. Sit. Nah. Sit. Good girl. That's better. What have you been how are things going in here?
Please don't look at me. I'm having a horrible time.
I've been talking about your lumpias as I've been driving down to the street, and now I can see you've...
I hope you haven't been bigging them up.
No, I was just saying that you were making them, and these look a little bit like grande, a bit grande lumpias
Well, I
though.
wanted a chunky roll, but I've ended up with a baggy roll. It's just, they're not sticking, the papers aren't sticking, so I'm double wrapping. They're massive. They're just, I don't know, it's just not working. I don't know what to do, I don't know what's happening.
I think we're just going to have to deep fry them, isn't
This is what, well that's what, we're going to fry them anyway. That's why you got the oil. But I do noodles, pumpkin, onion and carrot in it.
Mm.
And it's just, I mean, look at that. What is that?
It's too big.
Whoa, no, but the idea was they were going to be like that, and then you cut them in half. So
Yeah, I know,
it's a big,
but
nice big roll.
I don't think I've ever seen a lumpia this size before. there's probably a reason for
they're
that.
not lumpias, let's rename them.
Grumpias. Let's try cooking them and see how they turn out.
This is what I've been doing. Folding them in at the sides,
Yeah,
tucking up,
yeah, that's what I did.
and then trying to roll, and then but they're not sticking. Look,
Maybe they're not, because I did it with just water as well, and these were fine. They were really sticky.
they're not. Well, this is a new packet, so maybe it's defective.
It's possible.
This is why I don't work in a cafe.
Yeah, I know. No result is ever the same twice.
Oh, look,
Make really good lumpias one day, and then
so dissatisfying. It feels gross. It feels like a baggy old. I don't even know.
sticky
But
in the
anyway,
oil.
hopefully it'll be yummy once we've put some sauce on it and cooked them in some loads of oil. Right, Jay's taken over the cooking for me. The frying of the jumbo lumpias.
Starting to take shape.
They are. They're looking alright. They smell nice.
Yeah.
Poppy is hovering, hoping for fallen crumb, aren't you, Pops? Although I did discover while I was cooking all this, Poppy loves raw carrots. Here you go, Pops. Sit. Good girl. There you go. Jay did confirm once he touched the wrappers that they were different from when he made them the other day.
Yeah.
So I can confirm my wrappers were defective.
They are. Same packet, but they don't stick, these ones.
Super non-sticky lumpia wrappers. They're like one of those Korean face masks. Look, this is one that didn't quite work. It looks like a Korean face mask, don't you think?
This is the result. Like,
Ginormous.
slightly anemic, slightly burnt, slightly everything.
What do you make of these, Story?
I love it.
Look, I even tried to fancy it up a bit and do rice castles, and even they crumbled. So today is just not a successful cooking day.
The element we're missing is stickiness. No sticky lumpia wrapper, no sticky rice. Well, I'm sure it will taste good. So we're all about to dig into the food. It actually smells really, really good, much better than it looks. So we're going to end the daily vlog for today. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.